Hey, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be doing some tri-tip, and we're going to be doing it reverse seared. We're going to be putting this on the Yoder smoker and finishing off on the flat top. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so today I've got this prime tri-tip that I picked up at a local butcher up near me. We are back to making some content. We have been extremely busy the tail end of 2023, and not to mention it gets extremely cold here in Indiana, so making content can be hard, and we're a family of 6, but we're back. We're going to be selective on making our content this year, but this was a request that I had some friends ask me about. They're like, hey, you haven't done the tri-tip yet. And I said, you know what, you're right, I actually haven't done a lot of tri-tips. I've done probably 2 or 3 tri-tips in my life. So today we're going to, like I said, go at this method with reverse sear. You can see, like I said, this is a prime grade here. It's got a lot of marbling in it, but it also has some silver skin that we're going to remove here. And this fat cap, which we're going to basically treat this almost like a picanha. We're going to have the fat cap on, but we will be pulling some of it off and trimming it down. So let's go ahead and get started on this trim. Almost reminds me of trimming a brisket up. So here we have a nice thinner layer of fat here, but then it gets real thick. So we're going to go ahead and I guess what we're trying to achieve here is about a 1/4 inch of fat cap on it. All right, that side's looking pretty good. More to this side here, and see all that silver skin right there. You get a view at that, but that's the stuff that we want to take off here. So you want a sharp boning knife like this. We're going to turn this direction. We're going to get underneath that silver skin there and just ever so slightly try to work the blade right underneath of it without taking the meat off, or at least minimal amount of meat. So you're probably wondering, why are you taking that silver skin off, and what is silver skin? Silver skin is just basically what separates the muscle groups, and it's kind of, best way I can describe it, it's kind of leathery when it cooks up, and it really stops you from being able to create a nice bark on your meat. So, and that, my friends, is a nice trimmed tri-tip. So today it's not going to be anything super fancy, but we're going to do some extra virgin olive oil here. We're going to hit it with a little bit of kosher salt, and then we have a custom blend of chipotle, black pepper, salt seasoning here that we're going to put on here. So let's go ahead and hit this fattier side with the olive oil. A little on, rub it down. I'm choosing olive oil today because olive oil tends to just kind of build a nice crust on beef. You can use any kind of binder you want, or you don't have to use a binder at all. It's really a preference thing. Nice coating on it where it's getting nice and shiny. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and hit this with a couple pinches of kosher salt. Hit our end here, a little bit of salt too. And then we're going to hit this side as well. This is going to be the side that goes down on the smoker, and actually I'm seeing this right here, this silver skin. We're going to take that off because that was kind of hiding on me until I put that olive oil on, and then you could really see it. See that there? You don't want to eat that. Put a little dab of olive oil there. And a little bit more salt. There we go. Never happened. So our star of the day here. This is going to be the profile we're going for. Kind of going for a, I guess you would call this maybe a Central Texas flavored flair. If there's anything I've noticed, Texas does beef better than anyone, so I tend to gravitate towards their standards of rubs. And I've been playing around with this chipotle, and I really like it. Not that I'm trying to make a hot tri-tip, like a spicy one, but it's going to have a little bit of spice. Alright guys, I'm gonna give it a little pat there. It smells phenomenal. I'm sure this thing's gonna be pretty tasty when we pull it off the smoker and we sear it. So let's go ahead, and we got the pit running outside. We got it set at 250 degrees. We're gonna go low and slow until we get an internal temperature of about 120 degrees, and then we're gonna sear this baby up and try to finish it out around 130. We'll see you at the pit. All right, guys, so as mentioned before, we have the pit running at 250 degrees. We're smoking with our Yoder YS640. I love this pit. I love, love, love it. I love smoking on the offset, but when you're crunched on time, and like I said, when you're raising a family, doing an offset all the time can be tricky. So we're going to put our temp spike in there. This is crucial. Part of the game right there, people. Just gonna make sure that we don't overdo this thing. We're gonna let this thing cruise, and it's gonna tell us what temperature that we want to pull this thing and sear it.
Alright guys, I lost audio in the video at this point, so what I have going on here is a mixture of olive oil and garlic infused butter. I picked this up at a local place called Keener Dairy here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. They have some awesome products. I'm trying to keep it local. I have my cast iron pan preheated at 500 degrees, and I'm essentially just trying to melt this stuff down, keeping it hot so I can get a reverse sear on this tri-tip.
All right, guys, so we're a total now of 3 minutes sear action, 1.5 minutes on each side. Go ahead and shut this off. Now let's get this thing inside and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Slice it up and see what we got. All right, guys, so here we are. We have our tri-tip, and I just want to go over real quick how this how these muscle strands are running, so we slice this correctly, and so you guys will know if you do one. So this longer section here, it's pretty distinctive. It all tapers down to a point right here. This one is going to get sliced in this direction, and I want to slice against these grains. Before I make that cut though, I'm going to separate these two, because right here where I have these toothpicks is a dividing line of basically how the strands, the muscle fibers run. So here they're running this way. All these strands are running like this, and on this they're all running this way. So we're going to separate this right now. I'm going to show you how to cut it. We're looking for a nice medium rare inside of here, so let's look. Looks tasty. Looks spot on. Let's move this one over this way, and let's go ahead and get slicing this end. We're going about 3/8 of an inch thick here. I'd say anywhere between that 1/4 to 3/8 will be ideal. And there you can see there's going to be some nice tender bites, because all those muscle fibers we are cutting against the grain. So let's go ahead and set that one that way. Let's turn this one 90 degrees. Take our toothpicks out. Let's start, these muscle strands are running this way, so we want to go against that. That's going to give you a nice tender bite. So here we go. So let's go ahead and try both sections of this. Give it a go here. That's pretty good. It's almost trying to pinpoint the texture. I'd say it's almost like a chuck steak. Kind of the texture's like that. It's not too soft. Has a little bit of bite to it. Excellent beef flavor. Let's go ahead and try a piece from this section. All right, so I already know which side I like better. This is a leaner side. This cut almost reminds me a little bit of a brisket. I'm not saying it's brisket, but what I'm noticing is, if in comparisons to a brisket, this side reminds me of like the flat, and this side reminds me of the point. You can tell, you can see that marbling throughout this intermuscular fat. running through this section of the meat definitely adds the flavor, adds the juiciness, and this, you can see, is definitely leaner. I'm pretty happy with the overall smoke on this and the reverse sear. I love that method. I do have another one of these in the freezer that I have for backup, and I want to try doing low and slow like a brisket. So now that we know how we like it like this, we're going to try another method and go low and slow on it and take this thing up internally to about 200 degrees on the next cook. So until then, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time, guys. All right, guys, so as mentioned before, 2024 is going to be a real exciting year for the Journeyman and his family. We're currently going through a process trying to build our home on our family farm. So we got a lot going on. As mentioned before, we love doing the channel. We're just going to be pretty selective on what we actually put out this year because we're going to be busy. And quite frankly, raising 4 boys, that's a handful, while trying to be a husband and a father and try to do this too. So we're excited for the future. We're ready to get the Journeyman compound out there on the farm, and we'll be able to have a nice little spot. We are currently fabricating another pit. So if you've seen the previous pit that we made, the offset and reverse flow, we have a pretty special one in the works right now that very excited about, and it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for us to pursue some of our dreams as far as a little side business of catering, and basically just being able to provide enough barbecue for large parties, for family, friends, and as mentioned before, for a little bit of catering. So a lot of exciting stuff happening in 2024, and I think I'm ready to let a few of the boys kind of get a little more involved. Last year they thought it was pretty neat doing the channel, and they thought that getting involved with the smoking would be kind of fun. So 2024 is going to be some opportunity for all of us. So we're looking forward to it, and we're grateful that you guys are watching our channel still.